Oh, there you are, YouTube. Do. Subscribe if you're interested. Hey, let's do a random ranking today. Let's go to my movie collection behind me and pick out 3 movies at random and then rank those movies based on whatever criteria we come up with. I'll rank them here in the video, but if you'd like to rank them in the comments below, please feel free to do so. Then I'll dive into that comment section, and then we will talk cinema. Let's get to picking those movies. I'm wondering, will I pick some sort of Western or cowboy film, perhaps Fievel Goes West, maybe Back to the Future 3, maybe Westworld, Space Cowboys. That one really doesn't count. Probably a lot of the ones I talked about don't count. But let's get to picking. All right, so, you know, I have some good luck from over here, so I'm going to pick one from right here. Okay, and then just gonna do this one right here. Okay, and then let's go. Oh, you know what? Let's go. Knocking stuff over. I need to reorganize. That's what that means. It's time to reorganize. All right, there we go. Hey. Okay, look at that. We got a Blu-ray. We got a Blu-ray and a DVD. Not too often in my collection that we pull more than one Blu-ray. And this one's interesting because it's 3D. Okay, let's start with that one. This one's heavy. Heavy. Are those 3D discs heavy? Actually, it's because it has a 3D disc, a Blu-ray, and a DVD in it. But it is James Mangold's The Wolverine. So this is not Logan. This is not X-Men Origins Wolverine. This is The Wolverine. This is when he goes to Japan. I think this is a good underrated movie. It's small, it's contained. I really like that when we do that with superhero movies. And sure, the end sort of gets a little over the top when you compare it to the rest of the movie, but I think it still works, and I still like it, even though that ending is kind of like, you know, you're just like, what's going on here? We didn't have to do this. I really love this cover right there. That cover is on fire. We have that, you know, ink painting, ink drawing happening there. Let's take a look inside. What do we got in here? Take all this stuff out. I don't know what it means. Okay. Oh, his claws, I think, is what we're looking at there, right? Yeah. Hello. Okay, but yeah, so I haven't seen this movie that many times, but I don't know. I just have a respect for it, and I do think it's a little underrated. It feels a little forgotten, and I think that's because it's not like it's one of the best X-Men movies, but it's also not one of the worst X-Men movies, and those are the ones that seem to get talked about the most. So this one just kind of gets forgotten, you know, and maybe because it's just, well, when we're looking at specifically the Wolverine movies, you have Logan, which is like, wow, and then you have Origins, it's like, ooh, and then this one's kind of like, hey, that was good. So it doesn't get talked about other than that, you know. And I guess that's kind of what I'm doing too. But just saying, I think I like it a little bit more than that. Okay, next we have I Am the Captain Now. Captain Phillips. I saw this in the movie theater at an early screening. I don't know why. How did I get an early screening of this? For some reason my theater was showing it a couple weeks early, so I got to see it early. And the person in front of me was texting. They kept texting, pulling up their phone, that bright beacon of light just shining through that dark auditorium. And I'm a pretty laid-back person, don't get mad at very much stuff, but I do get mad at when people are on their phone in the theater, and I call them out on it. You know, if they're far ahead, tell them to turn it off. This person was directly in front of me, and they kept doing it, and I give them, you know, lots of chances to just stop. And then I leaned up to her and I said, "That is incredibly distracting." And then she like jumped and then put it away. And then she didn't turn around. She didn't, turn around or anything, and didn't try and fight me or anything. But then at the very end, she turned around to me and my wife, and she was like, "I'm very sorry for having my phone out." I was like, I can't remember how I responded. But that's what I remember most about this movie. I mean, maybe I should lighten up on that sort of thing, but it really does affect the movie watching experience. It makes it very difficult for me to pay attention when I have somebody in front of me with this bright phone. I don't even like when people turn it down low. If you're going to turn it down low, put it against your thigh, the brightness, and then just pull it up a little bit, read what it is, and if it's an emergency, get up and get out of there. And then if it's not, just put it back in your pocket. Because that's what I've had to start doing. I always turned off my phone. The only time I ever turned off my phone was when I was in a movie theater and when I was watching the Oscars. Only time I would not have my phone on throughout the year. But when I had kids and you have babysitters watching them, you need to know if anything terrible is going on. So I have to actually keep my phone on, and then I put it on vibrate. And what I do is, if I do get a text, in case it's an emergency, I turn the lights completely low, it's completely silent, but I feel that buzz, and then pull my phone out of my pocket, put up against my thigh, and then, let's act like this is my thigh. I go like this. Look at it, read it, see if everything's okay. So I'm telling you nothing about this movie. Tom Hanks is great in it. Was he nominated? I can't remember. He should have been. Could he have been a winner? I can't remember. I feel like so much of the performance is subtle, but when you get to that end, it's very powerful. But that's the thing. Does a single scene do enough to hand someone an Oscar? I think some years it does, when the competition is a little lower level. But I can't remember who he was going up against right now. It's just out of my mind. Yeah, I can't remember at all. Was he nominated? I can't remember. He was, but was he? I honestly cannot remember. I am the captain now. But I love Tom Hanks. Great guy. Comes into town every once in a while. Loves one of our ice cream shops. Actually, it's not ice cream. It is frozen custard. Loves it. Okay, next we have Freddy versus Jason. Now, I do need to rewatch this. Maybe, I was talking to my wife, I was like, you know what we need to do? Because there are some Nightmare on Elm Streets, there are some Chuckies, there are some Friday the 13ths, some Halloweens that I have not seen. And I was like, you know what we should do? Maybe do this over the summer or something, because I don't think we'll have time in the October month, because we'll be watching other things. But I would like to go through all of these big franchise movies and horror films, and then just watch them all in chronological order. I keep going this way, but for you it's that way. Watch them in chronological order. So that way I can, one, have a recent revisit of the ones I have seen and am familiar with, but I'd also like to watch the ones that I have not seen. So this one is one where I believe I need a refresher, because it has been some years since I've watched it. Actually, I think it's only been a handful, because I'm pretty sure I got a TV over there. Pretty sure I did watch it over there maybe within the last 5 years, which nowadays feels like a short amount of time. It used to feel like a lot of time, but I don't know. Anyway, this one's a lot of fun. I do like this one. Actually, I'm trying to, you know what, let's get into the ranking. So it's fun to see these two icons on screen together. Okay, gosh. I'm just trying to think. How am I going to rank these? Because I really do like this Wolverine movie, but there are other X-Men movies I would watch first. And this was just so fun. And I'm just like thinking about like those cool parts at the end during that final battle and how fun that is. And then Captain Phillips, I think, is like high quality stuff, but I'm not really trying to watch it. Is this 4K? Why does it say remastered in 4K? Okay. But anyway, I think what we're gonna do, I think I'm gonna go Freddy vs. Jason, even though it's been so long since I've seen it. I'm just like excited to watch it. I'm on that high of that idea that I had presented to my wife, where I'm like, hey, let's watch all of these. I really want to refresh and see for the first time all of these franchises, every film from these franchises. So I think I'm gonna go Freddy vs. Jason #1, just because of my excitement level to give it another watch, and then the Wolverine. Again, underrated. Oh man, but it's very hard for me to put an X-Men movie that I like not at #1. So I'm struggling here. Let's just say that Freddy vs. Jason and Wolverine on other days would be swapped, but today, because I'm really excited to rewatch this, I'm going to put it #1, and then I'm going to put Captain Phillips there at the end. Tom Hanks does good. I mean, it's that ending. It's really emotional. It's hard to see him like that, but everybody does well. I'm trying to remember, what was his name? Abdi. Yeah, Barkhad Abdi. He was fantastic as well. And we haven't seen him in much since. I think I would love to see him in more films. But yeah, Freddy vs. Jason today, #1. Then Wolverine, which would be #1 on other days. And then Captain Phillips is at the end there. So my question to you is, have you seen these movies? And if so, what do you think of them? And if you've seen all three, how would you rank them? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments below. And perhaps I'll see you tomorrow for more pure hangout. No cowboy movies.